Watching the clock at 7:52, and we want to tell you about a victory celebration, but this is one with a difference. It involves a rather unique rugby league team. They call themselves the MozartMaulers. Now, the team has only managed one win in its entire sporting history, and yet they're still celebrating. Tony B and Cotty's got our story.
The Forest Lodge Hotel in Sydney has been the scene of many a sporting victory celebration, but none as sweet as that of rugby league team the MozartMaulers back in 1988.
My shoulder's gone.
Oh, no. Let me massage that for you, mate.
Just
Here we
popped
go.
out.
16 years later, team members have come from around the country and around the world for a very special reunion. They only ever won one game in their entire history, so why have they been honoured in a novel and screenplay? Now, you wouldn't know it from their singing, but the MozartMaulers were sensitive music students from the Conservatorium. As a rugby league team, they were a novelty, they were a joke, and they attracted national coverage from shows like Sports Sunday.
It's an unusual and unlikely combination, a group of musicians that play football, the fine arts mixed with the not-so-gentle sport of rugby league. John Byrne, a former Sydney Rugby League first grader, has been coaching the musicians, and he admits that he was surprised when the team first approached him.
I thought, Tim, they might have had a bit too much culture for rugby league.
I'm a bit nervous, just not knowing what to expect. I haven't played football before.
Well, I've got to watch the left hand that I don't twist any fingers. If I do, it could put me out of action for the violin for a while.
You play trombone, Marty?
Replaying the old sports story brought back plenty of memories about how this motley band of musos actually beat the third-grade premiers, Sydney Uni, in their first game. Dorian Mode founded the team after his psychiatrist suggested he use sport to externalise his anger. He turned this story of underdogs into a fictional comedy, but I'm not sure about his beatnik, arty image.
Now, back then, did you think you'd have a career as a writer? Did you know that this would result in a book?
No, look, it's all happened by default, really, yeah. I mean, it just seemed to be like such a ridiculous story to write about.
How good were the fashions, all that stonewashed denim?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Beautiful. The mullet and rat tail.
The mullet.
Timbo.
The funny thing is, it's still like that at the Conservatorium.
The Maulers got mauled every other game they played. They never won again, but they won the admiration of coach John Byrne.
You had a side of guys that weren't really that skilled in the game, and for one moment they virtually come through with a great win.
And who will play the coach in MozartMaulers the movie?
He's saying Danny DeVito. I don't think that's her.
It's not the winning, it's the beer.
Anyway, girls, it's all right. Got through it unscathed, and I'll be back to play another.
The Conservatorium has never had a sporting team, and so we've never had any camaraderie or any sort of feeling of mateship. You know, this is very unusual for musicians to do this, you know. So, yeah, it's been great fun.
I'll see you.
And that report from Tony B and Cotty. Now, you're looking for a beautiful holiday destination with a bit of